another time I had a friend of mine killed, and I was very upset. And I asked this Vietnamese for his ID card, and he said, "Come Viet," and that means I don't understand in Vietnamese. And it just pissed me off, so I pulled out my knife and I killed him. And it didn't bother me at all. I just called in, I said, "One VC kill." And they said, "How do you know he's a VC?" And I said, "Because he's dead." And they laughed and said, "Okay," you know. And I'd come in and people would ask me what's going on out in the front, and I'd tell them. And they keep it short for how many kills you have. And I'd come in and they'd show me how many I have. And what it is, every time you kill someone, you have to report it. And you have to search them for papers and stuff. But this is something else, body count. If 10 of us would go out and I'd come back with only 5 men, we'd lost half our men. And you couldn't say that you didn't see any enemy. So you could have only killed 1 enemy. And by the time it would get up to the high command, you know, you killed 50 of them, because they couldn't say that they lost 5 men taking 1. So the body count's a bunch of shit. You know, what they say and what they get is different things. Like, you'd read the newspaper, on Operation Medina, 200 of us went out and about 47 of us made it back. And they just ambushed us and wiped the hell out of us. And I didn't see any gooks, man. They were sitting in the trees dropping grenades on us, and they had machine guns on the front and the side. And the newspaper said we had all these kills, you know. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. I never saw any kills. But they just didn't like to admit that all those men got killed for nothing.
Did you think that that was a justifiable thing? I mean, there you knew there was a lie, but did you see a reason for it at the time?
I didn't question it. Like, I figured, well, if the people home think we're killing them, you know, that's great, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. And another thing is the competition between units. Besides competition between men to kill the most, there's competition between squads and between companies and battalions to see who can kill the most. So, like, if the newspaper said Charlie Company got 200 kills and we didn't get any, we weren't going to say anything, man. We wanted them to think we're bad guys, man. And we thought we were so tough, we went around with aces of spades in our helmets. And every time we'd kill someone, we'd put it in their face. So if anyone else came, they knew that Charlie Company did it, you know.
Vietnam is not a land war. If you gain land, as in other wars, your efficiency report would go up. In this war, it's based on body count. The more people you kill, the better efficiency report, officer's efficiency report you get. So what happened here is a case of the colonels going into competition and making up more bodies than they really have. And this was, of course, passed on down to the company commanders and the platoon leaders and the squad leaders. So, hell, we were reporting stuff, water buffalo, some cases, shadows. I remember one time I called artillery into a wood line where I'd received sniper fire and didn't check the wood line and called in 3 body count. This went on all the time. Other firefights, the count would be 80, 90, and personally I only saw 2, 3 bodies. So it's a totally inflated system, and what's happened is the American public's been lied to. The Army has come out and stated that we've got a kill ratio of 1 to 13, and yes, it's 1 to 13 because of this inflation, but it's a lot of bull.
Going along with what Scott said, they didn't care what you were doing or how you were getting it. They wanted bodies, and that's where civilians came in also. In November of '68, in an area called the Wagon Wheel, which is northwest of Saigon, while on a routine search and destroy mission, gunships were to be providing security and cover for us in case we had any contact, were circling overhead. Well, no contact was made, and the gunships got bored. So they made a gun run on a hooch with miniguns and rockets. When they left the area, we found 1 dead baby, which was a young child, very young, in its mother's arms. And we found a baby girl about 3 years old that were dead because these people were bored and they were just sick of flying around doing nothing. Then, when it was reported to battalion, the only reprimand was to put the 2 bodies on the body count board and just add them up with the rest of the dead people. There was no reprimand, there was nothing. We tried to call the gunship off, and there was nothing you could do. You know, he just made his run, dropped his ordnance, and left. And there they were, man. And the mother was, of course, hysterical. How would you like it if someone came in and shot your baby? And there was nothing we could do, man. I just watched it. And nothing happened. I have no idea what happened to the helicopter pilot or to anyone in the gunship. It was gone. And things like this happen, I'm sure, more than once. Because if I saw it, I'm sure there are a lot of veterans who aren't here who saw it. And this is why we have to stop the war.